Hello, my name is Jake Smith, and I'm an artist and music producer based in Nashville, Tennessee, and this is Volume 33 of the Underground Binder Clip Society, my Substack and video newsletter where I discuss art, faith, music, and so on. This episode, 33, is Recommitment to the Way of the Amateur, the Beautiful Letdown. I felt a bit preachy with you all lately. I won't apologize for that because you are choosing to be here. And I'm getting better about saying thank you instead of saying I'm sorry. So thanks for being here. I've made quite a turn towards allowing myself to publicly process through this medium. And while I tend to edit these words thoroughly, they do begin as flow of thought, peppered with things I've stolen from books. It's really not all that sexy. All the while, I've been thinking about if I really have what it takes to keep going with music and art and filling the page, publicizing my open-ended self-diagnoses. As far as this newsletter goes, people publish this sort of thing all the time, with varying levels of conviction and seriousness. This is partially why I felt at all capable of publishing here myself, because of those who came before me. There was something that I wanted to exist that did not exist yet, or that I hadn't found, and that is why I'm here. After being a maker for a while, I've realized the inevitability of failure. Time and time again, my blueprints don't match my final product. What I end up writing is never quite what I set out to write. My recorded songs don't ever sound quite how I imagined them, but as long as I'm staying true, I don't quite mind the inconsistencies. I think I've grabbed the reins a little too tightly lately with the newsletters. I've been trying a little too hard to steer us all out of the muck. I'm grappling with life out loud. All the while, I'm sure of very little. I'm saved this morning by a simple prayer. God, let me rededicate myself to the way of the amateur. The word amateur comes from the Latin word for lover, amator. I am, in fact, a lover of all that I do. In my loving, I see myself growing. We cannot be perfect. We can only be good for very brief moments. It's a deafening reality, regularly returning and encroaching upon us. We get no breaks from being human. So I guess we get to lean into it. I fear I've known this forever, but it still hasn't made its way from my mind into my heart. We get to show up and be present and try. All the while, more times than not, we miss the mark. Something will be left imperfect. Our humanness will persist. This is the beauty of the do-it-yourself nature. It is inherently flawed, therefore inherently human, and thus inherently relatable. When you find out someone did something on their own, it's very impressive. You're forced to ask yourself, could I have done any better? Could I have done that at all? It takes heart to bootstrap it, and the heart bleeds through. I've tried to write a book about this kind of earnest amateurism before. A lot of what I found is that most of my joy in being an artist comes from the process, the actual putting it all together, the before and the during much more than the after. Learning to see the world with new eyes, enlightened to how everything could be incorporated. Perspective, heightened awareness to the beauty in the mundane, an upward call away from distraction and towards creating, seeing, and being. I think of the motley crew of artists and lifers who have given me my curriculum, who gifted me a way of thinking and seeing and being. I'm forever indebted to their collective witness. In turn, I feel called to carry on the tradition. There's a sort of gospel in all of this, a forgiveness and a conviction that echoes. I owe my life and my lifestyle to these older, more experienced artists and writers in my life who are still going. The handful of musicians I know of and adore who have been self-recording and releasing for over 20 years, despite lost record deals and the deaths of bandmates. Self-publishing poets and bloggers, weekend painters, office daydreamers, gardeners, bakers, and tinkerers alike. They are an unsnuffed out people staying the course. Imperfect, yet purposed. Carefree, yet thought out. Forgiving, yet convicted. Patient, but not slothful. I carry on, carrying them all with me, hoping to pass on the tradition. Staying power, presentness, amateurism, loving kindness, breaking bread, and so on. Let all of these, and what trickles down, not be lost on us. Let us choose to know nothing, and also stay the course. Yours truly, Jake Smith. Here are this week's quick clips. Today's subtitle is also the title of a Switchfoot album, The Beautiful Letdown. I'm encouraged by the artistry and staying power of lead singer Jon Foreman. I shared a new demo on Instagram this week of a song called Picture in My Wallet. There's a link in the newsletter. New shirts and stickers are available at happymediumtennessee.com. We have the Share a Song Today shirts and the binder clip tees, along with the new stickers in stock. And last but certainly not least, my album Good Grief is out now, and you can stream it at the links below or around my head right now. Very lastly, if you want to hire me for production, mixing, or mastering, you can do that by reaching out to me on Instagram or via email. Thanks so much for being here today, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.